There it is, session 2. Starting shortly. Won't have the full complement of players. Probably just Bob and Luna at first, and maybe Vince and Neil later. We'll see. Not sure about Neil. Pretty sure Vince. We shall see. But I'll see if I could tighten up what Luna is doing. Hopefully Yerd as well. And try and get these guys together. Session 2. We have Bob.
Hey.
You hear me okay, Bob?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Excellent.
How about the map I got up? You see that?
You know what? I had that map last time we played. I had it up on my computer, on my desktop.
There you go. That works.
I just typed in map of Sandpoint, and it was under images, lots of them.
Let me show you something. This is a little experiment here. But when battles break out, some of the battles, I'm going to use maps, and I'm going to use little icons for it. And you tell me what this looks like on your screen, if it's too small, whatever. Let me pop one up.
All right.
Let's try this one. You see that?
Yeah.
Let me move one of the guys here. See that?
Yeah, that's cool. He turned his facing and everything.
Yeah.
Those look like maybe goblins or orcs.
Yeah. All right. Because some of the combats I'm going to use this. It seems to work good because I'm not using miniatures at the moment. And big battles in particular can be confusing if I don't use a map and figures.
I like
something
this.
like that. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Just like a game here. All right. Let me pop that down. You're not supposed to see this. But
I had to finish up painting what I was painting, and
yeah,
give Harley some dinner.
I just got in.
I got so much stuff to do, and people just more and more people. Oh, I want you to paint something for me. I'm like, well, get in line. I can get to it in April, maybe. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Booked out for the next 2 months.
That's fine. They just want their stuff done by somebody. They must like your pricing.
They want
and your quality.
That's what it is.
Mm.
They see it, and then when they get the price that goes with the quality, they just can't believe it. But
yeah, they can't turn it down. That's how you build your business. That's how you build it. And you're doing right. Eventually, your prices can pop up because you can afford to lose a customer or two if that happens. That's the ideal anyway.
I increased my prices from last year quite a bit. Well, I don't know about quite a bit, but I definitely increased them from what they were.
Yeah.
And no one's complaining. Nobody.
Good. I don't know who's joining today. Probably Vince. I know Victoria and you. And we'll see about Neil if he pops in. But regardless, we're going to do this.
Yeah, I can play for an hour or two. I just got too much stuff to do.
That's all right, Bob.
And the rest of life goes on as well, you know, grocery store and house cleaning and laundry. And
yeah,
unfortunately, all that stuff doesn't go away just because I'm busy.
You got your dice?
I do.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Now, as far as you're concerned, it's now the 22nd, the eve of the Sandpoint Festival. Pretty big deal. You and Rafkis went about your business. I believe you went to the Wizard, didn't you? The Academy?
Yeah, we went to the Academy, and I fell out, and he passed some kind of spell and said if I have another one of those nightmares, to contact him immediately.
Yeah. Did you see that video I made?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. That's why I know that's what happened.
Okay. And you made your way back to the Rusty Dragon Inn, and there you were joined by quite satisfied Thrak, who had just got done feasting on that breakfast earlier in the day. You guys sat at the table, the center of the table, which just so happened to be the table that that odd sort of fellow or person was hiding with Neil's character.
Okay.
Yard, same table. So it gives you an idea where you're sitting. But you spent the morning sitting with Thrak and Fraken and jibber jabbing, talking about a few things. The customer base at the moment is pretty small. It's only a handful of people, and it's you three in the center of the tavern are the biggest concentration of customers at the moment. It's early, but by about noon, Thrak decides he's going to wander about Sandpoint and learn more about it because he's not from around here. He doesn't know much. He got a little bit from you guys. Sadly, you don't really know a hell of a lot yourself, except you don't visit it very often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you visited your friend Vorshalali. I can't even think of the name. When you went to visit him, he was surprised to see you because he hasn't seen you in a long time. You know, you're a druid who lives in the Whisperwood, and you hang out there most of the time. If you do come in the Sandpoint, it's only for an hour. You know, then you make your way back to do your business. You and your wolf. Have you named your wolf?
Waya.
Waya?
Yeah, the Cherokee word for wolf. Waya. Waya.
That's right. All right. And he's with you. Everybody knows you. They recognize you. So, you know, it's not unusual to see you with your wolf. So at the moment, it's you and Fraken sitting there enjoying the last of the breakfast.
Sausages.
And do you have any idea what you would like to do at this point? Now, I'll give you some advice as a new player. Okay. One of the first things you want to do when you have the opportunity to do whatever you want is to learn about the town. And the kind of things you want to learn as an adventurer is things like, where can I get magic items? Where can I get armor and weapons? Where's the healing guy? You know, who's got the healing? And where can I buy stuff? It's important that you know about that as a player, not just a character. And that they're easy to do. You just say what you want to do. I'll probably give you a check on something, and I'll tell you what you found out. For instance, Vince, what he did, he got into town and he said, well, I'm going to spend the next 4 hours learning everything I can about this town. So he made a diplomacy check. He passed it, and he learned a ton of information about how many guards are typically stationed at post and at any time. He learned about how many armorers there are. He learned about how many taverns and inns there are, all with that one check. And that's what he's doing at the moment. He's out talking with people and learning this information at the moment. So that's why he's not in the game at the moment. So I'm giving you a chance to ask me as the GM, would I know this? And what about this? Would I know this? And can I make a check to learn about this? Get your bearings as an adventurer. Okay? Anything like that you want to do, you can do.
Okay.
I think a lot of new players have the difficulty of that, of overcoming it. It's like you were telling me the other day, said, the last time I played, the GM just put us together and went right into the adventure. And that's normal for beginning players. It's a good, quick game, hack and slash, and it works.
I was the only beginning player. These other guys had all played quite a bit, but that I mean, it was so long ago. I don't remember how it came about that we all knew each other. We just did. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at the last session, the whole point of it was to let you guys explore and learn about your characters and the other characters, whether or not you come together. And by the way, that's one of the most important things you want to do as a player is get together with the other players somehow.
Right.
That makes sense. Instead of just throwing them together. Okay, we're all together. We meet up in the tavern, grab a few drinks. Let's go to the castle. You know, instead of that, let you guys use your own creativity and imaginations to bring about meeting up with one another in a natural way. That's the best way. Not exactly good for newbies, but you know, it is a little intimidating, but that's the way we're running it. We got some experienced players here. So
I have a question.
What?
like, is it commonplace for orcs and goblins to be in somewhere like Sandpoint? Isn't it a human village?
You would know this. This would be common knowledge. This is a very human village. In fact, I'll tell you right now, about 40 years ago, the village was formed, and it was formed by, I believe there's 5 families that are part of what's called the Mercantile Guild. That's probably not the word I'm looking for, but I'll look it up later. And they're families of these, the descendants of these. If you look at the map, let me scroll down here. If you look at the map, right across the Sandpoint Harbor in the south, you'll see these fairly large buildings scattered about. See them? There's 4 of them right here.
Yeah.
These are the manor houses of the founding families.
Okay. So like one of those is the Miko's.
Right. Kaijitsu.
House.
I believe it's this one, number 50. I believe that's the Kaijitsu family home. But they're the founders of this place. And they're so it's a relatively new settlement, about 40 or so years. Doesn't have a big history at the moment. And it's primarily human Varisian descent. And these founding families pretty much came from the south in the bigger town of Magnamar. They basically founded this thing. It started off as a little encampment, and it was all about making money and business, and it just flourished ever since. Other things I could tell you right off the bat without making any die rolls, because you'd want to know this. This place right here, number 10. I probably told you this. This right here, this is the... what's it called? It's, you know, let me get my book so I get the right names. This is the Sandpoint Garrison, and as you can see, it's a little stone fortress, a little tiny keep. It's not huge. That's where the guards are stationed, and if you go to jail, that's where they take you. This is where the town guard trains and so on and so forth. They're stationed here. Across from that, as you can see, another stone building is the Sandpoint Town Hall. This is where the mayor resides, and the sheriff, and that's where important meetings about the town happen. The mayor is in charge of the place, basically. And the sheriff, he's in charge of the city guard, the city watch. His name, you can write these down. The sheriff is Baylor Hemlock. I think it's Belor or Balor. Baylor Hemlock.
All right.
He's the sheriff. He's in charge of security and, you know, in charge of the town watch. And the mayor is named Kendra Deverin. Kendra, Kendra.
All right, and that's the mayor. All right.
Deverin, and Deverin. And I believe she's part of the founding class as well, the Deverin family, I believe. Again, I'll double check that in a bit. But she's the mayor. I could show you pictures of these people. You probably have seen them. Let me do that. Here's Baylor Hemlock. This is the character himself. You see him?
Yeah, I do.
You'd recognize him. Now, let's see. Let's see if I could find... Cats are going crazy. Where is she? Should be in here. Baylor Hemlock. Kendra Deverin. There she is. And that's the mayor.
Okay.
So whenever you have any interactions with them, I'll bring these pictures up. So you would know this. And I did post a picture of Amiko.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty much her. I won't show you Shielu, which is someone you know about. She's a female elven ranger. She's often patrolling the Hinterlands, keeping an eye on things and reporting in to Devon and Hemlock on what's been going on, usually every few months. That's what she does. Where is she?
So they might know about the increased goblin activity too, huh?
Perhaps.
Wouldn't I have noticed increased goblin activity in my forest?
Well, did you?
I mean, as I'm the guardian of the forest, it's kind of my business to know these things.
Well, as far as you've noticed, you haven't noticed anything unusual. It's just those damn nightmares. It's kind of put you off a little bit. Made you a little nervous. Where's Shaylu? Just seen her. Where is she? But you've never met Shaylu. But you know about her. So I don't know if I'll show her picture to you anyway. Not until you actually see her. And there she is. So I'll save that. I won't show you that.
Well, I suppose I'd like to get to know what where I can buy equipment, maybe get some alchemy supplies.
Okay. Basic things.
Yeah, I mean, I've got basic stuff. The basic gear I bought when I made my character, but it's still good to know where these things are at.
Yeah, and the names of the places, so you can just say, I'm going to go here. Well, you would know this really quick, and that's that the main place to find odd things, magic items, your best bet would probably be the Feathered Serpent. Your good friend runs that.
Yeah.
He has all that stuff. You never know. He might have a potion of something or a ring or a cape or a boots or a cloak or something odd that might be magical. He's got a lot of odd things, and most of the time they're nothing. Not necessarily meant to be magical, but, odd things. And he does a lot of trading with merchants that come up from the south from Magnamar. So he usually has the opportunity to get whatever you might need.
Okay.
As a small... Go ahead.
Would he be able to get his hands on alchemy items, or do I need an apothecary for that?
There is, if you want proper alchemists, there's at least one that you know of, and the place is called Bottled Solutions. So you write that down, Bottled Solutions. And that's your best bet to find chemicals and stuff to make alchemist stuff. There's also, you might be interested to know, there's also an herbalist in town. And it's called the Pillbug's Pantry.
I mean, as a druid that lives in the woods, I would probably know where to find herbs and stuff like that. So I could actually probably go and sell those guys herbs if I took the time to go and find them, find out what they need, and maybe make a few extra coppers or silvers like that.
Yep, that's true. And you also know about the brothel, Pixie's Kitten.
Right.
Your favorite tavern is the Rusty Dragon Inn.
Right.
And from what you know about the Rusty Dragon Inn, it's owned by Amiko, and she's basically a member of one of the, the founding families. However, she's kind of outcasted a little bit by her father, because she's decided to be an adventurer. And it's from her adventuring that she managed to rebuild this inn known as the Rusty Dragon Inn. And again, it's an inn. So it's a tavern and an inn. You could sleep here, you can eat here, you could get drunk here. And there's only 2 places like that in Sandpoint. In Sandpoint. And the Rusty Dragon Inn is one of them. You know that for sure. There is another one, but you don't really frequent the other one. Now, another thing you would know about the Rusty Dragon Inn is it's very adventurer friendly. If you've proved yourself an adventurer, in other words, you've gone out and did some adventuring, you could back it up. Amico, the owner, is very quick to give you free room. The food you have to pay for, but free room as long as you want.
Okay.
So you can get a place to stay, and so can your friends, if they don't know her, can stay for free at the inn. That's a big deal. But you have to prove yourself, obviously.
Right. Man, I just don't know what else I would want to know.
Well,
Wouldn't I know where the general mercantile is?
Yep, there is a general store. And it's basically called Sandpoint General Store. All kinds of different things, including weapons and wheelbarrows and tools, farming stuff, all that kind of stuff. You'd know about that, where you'd buy your supplies. Another place that pretty much everybody would know about is the. Let me get the proper name for it. I didn't write it down. It is. Well, of course, you know about the Turandarak Academy. That's where the wizard is. You visited there.
Right.
There's the Sandpoint Market, and it's basically a big open square where people come in, and merchants in particular, but also farmers from the hinterlands, and they set up all their stuff, and it's usually every 2 weeks, and it's a big bustling part of town. And you could buy all kinds of things there.
Like a big flea market.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those things you would know about. And there's some other things that I'm sure are here, such as a smithy, and there's a stables where you can buy horses and tack. One other thing is the Sandpoint Mercantile League. Now, this is an important organization because it's connected to the founding families. You would know about this. The Mercantile League, it's called. And they do have a building. I think it's somewhere in the southern portion of the city. I can't be sure. I'll have to look at that. But anyway, one of the important things this Mercantile League does, if you want to buy land, if you want to buy property, if you want to build a house in Sandpoint, you got to go to them. It's also a place where you would go to send messages to other towns and cities to book a wagon or something, or a courier to outside of Sandpoint. You would go here, and it could be taken care of. And that's the Sandpoint Mercantile League. That's very well known here.
I jotted all that down.
Yeah, that's good stuff to know. So in a way, when you talk to the other characters, you'll be able to relate stuff. If they have a question, it's like, oh, let's just check out the Mercantile League. That's where you can build your little house in the woods. That kind of thing. It's unlikely that you went here and got any kind of permit to build your little hut in the woods.
Right.
Because you are a druid and kind of the way you are. Let me show you a map here of where you're at. You probably know this. I believe it's the Hinterlands map. All the way down here is the Whisperwood. See it?
Yeah.
All right, in the south. You're close to the edge of one of these clusters of woods. This is where you live. Not on the edge, but, not far from the edge. You're in there, your little hut. These little houses and dots around here, these are farms. There's quite a few of them. This is where all the people that live in the hinterlands raise their crops, their animals. You know about these. You might even be friendly with a few of the farmers. And they travel to Sandpoint proper, up here, to sell their wares.
She's a bit of a journey. You said about 3 miles, huh?
This is about a 3-mile trek to Sandpoint. And down here in the bottom, I don't know if you could see this, but there's a scale here.
Yeah.
So 2 miles is like that long right there. So you're about 3, possibly 4 miles from Sandpoint. So it's not too long of a trek. Where's Sandpoint? There it is, right here. Another interesting thing. that you know about, which is right next to Sandpoint. It's called the Old Light.
I see that.
And if we go to another map here, this one, there it is. The Old Light, and it's right on the western portion of Sandpoint, and it's a ruined, as far as you know, you haven't really looked into this, but it does draw a lot of attention from travelers and academic sorts that research this and say, what is this? You know, and it looks like a crumbled down tower. Now, there's no way in the damn thing, and it's pretty much you're not allowed to go in here anyway. They have guards that would run you off. So that's what this is, the Old Light. Nobody really knows a hell of a lot about it.
Well, that's got my curiosity, raised my curiosity.
I bet it has. There's an island called Chopper's Isle. It's basically uninhabited at the moment. There's a big story associated with this. Needless to say, it involved a serial murderer in the town of Sandpoint. And he lived here. He lived here. So we won't go any further with that storyline just yet. But you know that. It's uninhabited, very difficult to get to the plateau of it. This is all rocky ridge all the way around it. And it's called Chopper's Isle. So as far as you're concerned, you don't want to go there. People don't want to go there.
Okay.
Down on this side of this is like a good 60 feet from the shoreline, from sea level. There's this big rock rise from the beach. So it's a sheer cliff edge, and it goes up about 60 feet here above the sandy beach. And as you go further south in the town, this of course is known as downtown, it slopes from 60 feet. Gradually it slopes down to just a matter of, well, it's equal to the shoreline, basically, as you can see the docks here. So
yeah, it's at sea level.
Yeah, Sandpoint is sloped, highest in the north and lowest in the south. There's lots of beach here. And the same applies to this ridge that I was explaining earlier. It gradually descends from 60 feet to just basically walk right onto the beach from the south part. But up here, you'd know about this. You've passed through this area, and it sometimes stinks, and it stinks pretty bad. And basically what it is, this is where Sandpoint, the garbage dude that takes care of this, throws the garbage over the side. That's where it's gotten disposed of. And it's a half-orc dude that does this. He hires a bunch of guys to help him do it. But he goes through town on a regular basis, picks up all the garbage and refuse, and it ends up going over this ridge. You know about that. Oh, God. It's called Junker's Edge.
Okay.
That's where all the garbage goes. And some say that goblins from the north like to come in here and sneak in and take stuff, and you know, whatever they do with it, they do with it. You know what goblins are like. Every once in a while, you'll see them little bastards come in here and rooting through the garbage.
I don't like those guys.
Yeah. Fortunately, from
Kill
your
on sight.
go ahead.
Kind of kill on sight, those guys.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, as far as you can remember, there's no real major threat from the goblins. You know, there's no big organized clan that just descends and burns all the villages and buildings and threatens all of mankind in the region. It's not like that. Thankfully, they're scattered amongst several tribes throughout the hinterlands, and they're really not organized. And they're, like I've said before, they're more of a nuisance, but they are a nuisance. And as you can see, they even make their way into Sandpoint to raid the garbage. There was that one rumor you picked up on where the goblins were selling these apples, these fruits. And,
right?
Yeah, you remember that. That also happens maybe twice a year where they come in and try and sell off these apples. You know, they're magical, and whoever buys them plants them, but the plants end up disappearing after a couple days of planting them. But the thing is, they do grow really quick. So maybe there's some merit to this. That's the rumor. You can't verify that.
I'd like to do a test.
Okay.
A knowledge test, nature. See if I know anything about these trees.
Okay. Go ahead. Me get my rule book out.
D20 plus my modifier, right?
Yep.
$23.
Here, knowledge. Okay. Answering a question within your field of study, DC 10. You'd know this. This is in the rule book for the players. But basically how it works is that your DC for a check in knowledge is 10 for really easy questions, 15 for basic questions, 20 or 30 for really tough questions, detailed things. So you have to know what information you're looking for when you make the check. It can be used to identify monsters.
I'm trying to see if we use it to know if I know anything in particular about this specific tree these goblins have.
Okay, and what did you roll?
A 23.
All right, that's a pretty good roll. All right, let me think here. From what you know, it sounds like an impossibility that this kind of thing could happen by nature. There has to be some type of magic at work for this to happen. Trees don't grow overnight, at least not in this plane of existence, from your knowledge. So you definitely know it's an unnatural occurrence if it's true. And magic would definitely be involved. And since you're a druid and all about nature magic, it is quite possible, but you're almost positive that it involves some type of magic, whether it's good or bad. I will let you make, let me think here. Well, you just asked me if you'd like to know anything else. Now, that's the only check you're going to make. For that specifically, you have to do research if you want to be able to make a second check for that same information.
So that's all the info I'm going to get from that. It just seems shady to me, these trees. It just seems like something doesn't sit right with me about these trees. Like these goblins are up to something.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody in town you know that you might want to ask? Besides, did you ask anybody about this? I don't think you brought it up with anyone.
No, I never did, but I was thinking hard about it last time. I was going to make that nature check on it last time.
All right, let's try this. Try a knowledge. This is a different amount of information you're looking for. Try knowledge. It could either be history or local. Local is good. Common rumors and locations and things that might have happened. In other words, you could ask me, you know what? Is there any tales of some kind of creature or some kind of plant or some kind of mystery that's similar to this rumor? Is there anything that happened in the past? Is there some kind of tale that was told?
Have I ever heard any old wives' tales or anything about this?
Right. Go ahead and make the roll.
I got a 7, so I.
Oh, ouch!
I know I went from a 23 to a 7.
All right, so you can't make that check again until something changes. You have to do some reading. But as far as you know, you haven't heard of anything like this. This is something that is recent and has been happening the past maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years. This rumor has been settling in town. You would know that. But again, you don't know anything beyond that. That's pretty much, you don't even know if it's really true. But it is something you've heard about in the past.
I wonder how we're not really friendly with Isolari Gandithus, are we?
That was pretty much the first time you ever met him.
That's what I thought. He didn't seem like a very friendly sword either.
Gandithus.
kind of snobby for a conjurer of parlor tricks, in my opinion.
Okay. Are you saying this out loud as you sit there in the tavern?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely called him out like that out loud.
Okay. Okay. Not many people here. All right. Let me see if there's somebody else who might have some idea.
I wonder if Vorvashali might know anything.
Possible.
I think I'm going to go pay another visit to good old Vorvashali.
Vorvashali it is. Let me find his little home here on the map so I can point it out.
Yeah, let's see where he's at. Probably in the seedy part of town, probably downtown.
Yeah. Let's see, number 44. So he's in the downtown area. Let's get down there. 44. Yeah. Right here.
Okay.
Right on Rum Street. And by the way, I believe the Rusty Dragon Inn is this right here. I'll double check that. I believe it's here, number 38.
Okay.
It is no. Rusty Dragon Inn. I have it numbered here. Should be able to find it real quick. Number 37. It's the Rusty Dragon. So yeah, it's right ahead of where I was thinking. So this is the Rusty Dragon, and this is Vorvashali.
Number 44 there.
Yep. Rusty Dragon is 37. Now this bridge, by the way, this is the Lost Coast Road right here. But this is the bridge you commonly travel to get into Sandpoint.
Makes sense.
There's another one up above here.
Yeah.
That's this one right here. This is the higher end of town, which you usually don't go up here. Uptown, where all the fancy folk live. But down here is usually where you head. You got your Feathered Serpent here. You got your Rusty Dragon. And there's some other little places close by that you know of. I could give you the numbers of them later. But yeah, he's down here. You want to go him?
Yeah, I want to go talk to him about these apples.
All right, you make your little journey. Now, where's Fraken? Do you want him to? Did Richard talk to you about taking care of his character or no?
No, not at all. So I don't know if he would want to come with me or if he would want to hang out. I mean, I'm guessing he, being a ranger, he's off in the woods, this and that. He'd probably want to hang out at the tavern and drink and talk and you know how adventurers are when they hit town.
Yeah, I don't have his character sheet, so I can't really do anything with him. So we'll say he's still lingering there, doing his own thing at the moment. You make your way to go back to Vorvashali. You enter the room, and again, that little bell goes off. You expect it. Ding, ding. So, yeah, what do you want to ask him? What do you want to...
Vorvashali, I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of magic apple trees that the goblins possess?
Oh, yes, I have, actually. That's that rumor that's been going around town for years now.
Do you know anything about them?
Sorry, I can't use my voice. I've just got a cold yesterday, so I'm kind of...
That's all right.
shitty with the voices, but yeah. What was that?
Do you know anything about these trees? Is there any truth to these rumors that you know of?
To be honest with you, I think it's a load of malarkey. But I will say, I've actually seen the transaction these goblins make. They do actually come into town, and it's usually in the lower end of town where they've been planted. And they find whoever that is interested to buy them.
Have you ever seen one of these trees or one of the apples from these trees?
Nah, I'm not interested in that.
But they're magic. How could you not be?
What makes you think they're magic?
Well, if a tree that grows overnight, it's surely got to be magic.
Well, they say there's magic properties to them that rejuvenate and basically perhaps heal you if you eat of the fruit if it grows. But to be honest, I've never seen an actual fully bloomed tree.
Well, to
The
be
only
honest
thing
with
I
you, I wouldn't eat anything that came from a goblin tree, magic or otherwise.
interesting, but I agree. I
Wonder how I
certainly
could get
would.
my hands on one of these magic apple seeds for these trees.
You know what you could do? Check out the sage. I believe he lives to the north of town. Let me look at my map. Quink is his name.
Clink?
Yeah. Quink. 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 Clink. It's the Colonel himself. Hey, Colonel. Colonel.
Quink, you idiot!
Yeah, I know nothing. Schultz. Oh, it's terrible. Quink.
Morgan. Okay.
Quink. His first name is Brodert. Brodert. Brodert.
Okay.
And he has a little building, which is relatively easy to find. It's, let's see, let me go up to the top here if you want to go up here. He's the local sage. Everybody knows about this guy. You've never really talked to him or met him, but he's up here, number 8. And as you can see, he's right next to the old light.
Good. I want to head that way anyways.
Okay,
well, I'll head uptown and go talk to Quink.
All right, sounds like a good idea. Good luck, my
Thanks,
friend.
Porter Shelley.
You're welcome, and remember, you want to
know
buy
this
anything?
guy?
Do I know
Porter
him?
Shelley. How well do you know Quink?
I think he's a weirdo. He's all about engineering and history, but if you want to learn about things, the history of Varisia, even, he might be the guy. He might know something about this rumor if you really take it all serious. I think it's a lot of bullshit, but go ahead and see what you can find.
I'm gonna head up there and talk to old Quink.
All right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, you make your way up there, no problem. You just got to follow the little streets there. You're not used to being in the uptown portion of Sandpoint, though, so it takes a little more time than expected. You do find him. It's easy to find because he said, look, go up to the old light and you'll find him. He'll have that odd-looking house there right next to it. So you have no problem finding it. Knock on the door. Hello? 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 Yes, come in. Come in.
Hello?
You peek through the door, and here you have this entryway. It's a relatively big portion of the house, and it is full of books. The walls, all 4 walls of this room, which is about maybe 15, 20 foot square, and then there's some doorways leading in other parts of the home, but it's full of books, and he's got several tables there. One is a long table, and 2 of them are smaller and they're round. He sits at one of the round ones. All these tables have books on them as well.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I'm assuming my character knows how to read.
Yeah.
It's in a language that he knows. Excuse me, sir. Are you Brodert Quink?
I am indeed. And who might you be, my friend?
My name is Rafkis. I'm a druid, Whisperwood.
I could see that.
This is Waya, my wolf. Don't try and get him. He bites.
I imagine he does. And he kind of pulls back away from the wolf a little bit, and he's kind of adjusts his glasses. Like, grab a picture here for you. Where is he on here? There he is.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
He is, and he's got a little pet cat, which is nowhere to be found at the moment.
I guess not, with the wolf in the building.
Yeah. This is Broder Quink.
Mr. Quink, I came to discuss with you the goblin apple trees, the ones that mysteriously grow overnight, and some say they have healing properties, yet no one has ever seen one of these trees because they disappear. Are you familiar with this story?
Well, he pulls his eyes up from his book. He seems to be intent on reading something. I guess maybe you kind of interrupted him, but he says, "Oh yeah, oh yes, the rumors that have been going around for years now. Those nasty goblins and their apples. It's all treachery, if you ask me. Just treachery. I don't believe it at all."
Most likely.
Are you interested in this sort of history?
I am. I'd like to know more about it. What can you share with me?
He's friendly enough. He decides to put his book down on the table that he was sitting at. And he goes up to one of the other tables and sorts through several books that are sitting there. There's this small leather-bound book. It's very small. And he picks it up and he leafs through it a little bit. And his finger starts running across some of the words, and his eyes are whipping through the pages as he's reading something. And he says, here we are. He closes the book, looks at you, and he sets it back down on the table, and he walks over to you again, not to get too close to your wolf. And he says, it seems this is a tale that has been talked about for some time. Maybe 5 to 10 years. It goes back, the rumors here in Sandpoint, that there was goblins who come somewhat disguised, from what I understand, and they would be offering up some type of fruit, it says. Doesn't really say apple, but I imagine apple would be the typical. It also read that they do it twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring, which is interesting. And each one is a fruit. The first fruit in the spring, if you plant it, is said to be very rejuvenating and fills with you with a gust for life and power and healing properties, perhaps, I would say. However, the second, which they have brought in the August in the fall, seems to be something a little bit more devious of a fruit. And they make no... they don't hide this fact, but those who eat of this fruit, this darker fruit, are said to be poisoned, filled with death. Strange. But they don't hide that fact. So somebody who wants to poison somebody, perhaps, maybe they would be of some interest. But the goblins, you know them. Whether or not this is all true, I don't know. I've never seen evidence of any of this and never really researched the topic. I just have a few notes scribbled from past scribes and sages that I've managed to accumulate. Yeah, that's what I have so far. What do you know about the rumors so far?
Only what you just told me. That they come twice a year and they sell these apple seeds, and the trees supposedly grow magically overnight, but they just disappear. The trees disappear after a couple of days. No one's ever actually had one that continued growing, or no one that I've talked to has ever even seen one of these apples.
Yeah, and that's why it seems all rubbish. But you never know.
Like you said, it seems like goblin treachery to me, and I have no love of goblins.
Agreed.
If they're up to something, I'll put a stop to it.
Yes, you will.
Is there anyone you know, good Quink, that might know more about this? What about the herbalist?
The herbalist? That's number 16.
Do you think they know anything about this? I mean, after all, they deal with the properties of plants and trees.
The Pill Pug's Pantry. It's quite possible. But it's hard to say. I mean, let me put it to you this way, my friend. It's not impossible that goblins could somehow come in, treacherous beings they are, and try and pull a ruse over some of the inhabitants here at Sandpoint, and sell off some piece of fruit for some coin or whatever, and lie about its properties. However, the rumor is that these people, few of them, who it's hard to say, actually bought these and planted them. The rumor is that they did grow, and then they disappeared after only a few days, which is a mystery. Definitely magic at work. Goblin-type magic, perhaps. But it's hard to say. It's possible. You can ask around.
I'm going to find someone that's actually purchased one of these trees.
All right. That would... I think what you'd need to do is make a diplomacy check, spend about 3 or 4 hours going through town, asking people, probably at taverns, maybe checking the herbalist out, and see if you can pick up any kind of information about this. And this would be a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Do you want to do that? So the next 3 or 4 hours, you're going to be out checking this out.
Well, you know what? I think I would like to do that. We'll get to the bottom of this. Just because there's goblins involved. And if I'm lucky, maybe I'll get to split a few of their heads. All right, make a diplomacy check. 17.
All right, let me make a roll here for you. Okay. Takes you about 2 hours. Going through the taverns and homes and so on and so forth, looking for leads. And what'd you score?
17.
That's pretty good. Most of the information you've gathered is pretty much what you already know. In fact, Quink gave you the most detailed information. However, you did manage to find one particular farmer who actually bought one of the fruits.
Excellent.
And his name is Grull, Grul. That's all you know. But you met him. And he is currently at one of the taverns. He has a small farm outside of town, more to the north of the Whisper Woods, so he's kind of out of your way.
Yeah,
but
okay.
You meet him on the street and talk it out. It says, by God, I bought one of those. Mystery it is, I tell you. I bought one from one of those shady little goblins. And I'm telling you, I planted it maybe 3 or 4 nights. It grew about 3 or 4 feet tall. Amazing. I was promised something that would grant me youth and strength from my younger days. And of course, I bought it. It cost me like 50 gold pieces, the savages. But it disappeared. It disappeared after that night. Took all my savings for that plant and a joke of a tree, and it disappeared. It's as if they came back and they hooked it out of the ground.
Did it look like it was torn out of the ground?
It looked like something pulled it from the ground, or it pulled itself from the ground.
Now,
which
nonsense.
one? I don't know.
In all my years in the woods, I've never seen a walking tree.
That would be a use for a knowledge check. Knowledge, nature, but this would be different. This is looking for specific information on monsters associated with nature. Is there anything that grows from the ground and pulls itself out of the ground and disappears? Go ahead and make a knowledge nature check for this.
Okay. This isn't nature sense, is it?
No.
Okay. Knowledge nature. Oh, good one. 22.
Okay, let me double check something here. It's a pretty good roll.
Walking apple trees.
You know it. All right, let's see here. Difficulty. Okay. And what'd you get again?
22.
22. Okay. It takes you a while, but you ponder these things to yourself and something clicks in your head. There is again, more rumors. There is rumored to be something known as a twig blight. And it's a recent rumor, recent creature, if you will. But you've heard of this creature that is made up of thorny fingered stick like humanoid like plant. And it is known to grow from the base of a poisoned tree. And once they get to a certain height, they pull themselves from the ground and they become the nuisance that you can imagine they would be. These walking thorny creatures called twig blights. That's what clicks in your head. And to be honest, you don't know of anything else it could possibly be, unless it deals with some kind of elemental type of magic of the earth. But there is a creature, a specific creature, known as a twig blight.
Isn't the dryad a tree creature too?
It depends.
Sometimes they are. There can be different, can't they? Different types of dryads.
Well, you'll have to find out. But that's what you picked up.
Twig blight. That makes sense. That's just the type of thing that a goblin would do too.
And I will also tell you that they are they're an evil type of creature. They're actually quite dangerous, threatening to normal humans. They've been known to attack more civilized people. So it's not like some great fey creature of good. This twig blights are pretty nasty little things that tend to uproot themselves after a short period of time and become these creatures, these humanoids. Not big. They're not known to be very big, like maybe 2 to 4 foot tall tops.
Now, why would the goblins want to do something like that? Just goblin mischief. Typical goblin mischief. Little green bastards.
Yeah, the melon heads, as they're known. That was me.
Yeah. I need to find a goblin.
It's not too difficult. You can ask some of your friends, hey, Fracon, you want to go up there after the festival and see if we can hunt down some goblins? It's possible. They're all over the place in Hinterlands. The Devil's Platter.
Yeah, I didn't figure it'd be too hard for me to track a goblin in the woods.
Not hard at all. There's a number of actual tribes that you know about.
You know what? I have an even better idea. I'll just wait till the next time that the junk man drops the garbage. I'll just go down there and wait for the goblins to show up and to do some scrapping. And I'll just nab one there.
I'll
just wait and I'll just nab him when he comes to get the garbage.
All right.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
All right, you could do that tonight, actually. Let's look at this situation and see if you want to do that.
I want to get Frake. I wish Fraken was here. I'd get him to come with me.
It's not far from your current position where the sage is. Actually, we walked all over the town. So you're not there now. But it's not hard to find. You could go there, maybe stake out the place late at night.
That's what I want to do. I think I want to get there a little bit before dark so I can find a good hiding spot and familiarize myself with the area.
Okay, let me go back to the map here and take a look. All right. Change of plans. I will be on either tomorrow or Wednesday. That's Luna. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
That's all right. All right, let's get Quink out of here. You can, by nightfall, it gets dark around 5, 6 o'clock. You can actually stake out that region there. There's 2 ways to approach this. You can hang out above. Now, again, it's a 60-foot drop, and just watch anywhere along the northern coast here. Anywhere up here you could watch. But keep in mind that it's a 60-foot drop. Unless you have a way, perhaps magical or ropes, of getting down here, you're not really going to be able to capture anything that wanders in.
Well, there's got to be a way for them to get down there.
Well, goblins do come from the north. I don't think I could show any more on this map. I don't think it goes that far. Yep. Let me grab another map. Sandpoint map.
I've got rope, but I didn't bring my rope to town with me,
Let's see. Here's Sandpoint right here. There's the old light. And this is that road. This is a pretty big map here because there's details here that
it's big.
This region, goblins are known to dwell here within the Nettlewood. This is a nasty woods, by the way. It's full of briars and thorns and low shrubbery. There's a reason why it's called Nettlewood.
We just move right through there, no problem.
But knowing this, you do know that the goblins could quite easily follow this coastline all the way here and pick up their garbage. And that's a good possibility they're doing that. Whether or not they come from this Nettlewood or if they're closer at hand.
Yeah, they could be. Could be right there in the Tickwood.
Yeah, they could be living in here. Tickwood is actually a nice forest. There's some pretty nice, beautiful, tall trees here. There is the famous giant tick, which is really rare to spot here. But there's also boars and deer and bear and other good things. It's a nice little forest.
My friends.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of people come in here to hunt, actually. But it's a nice little forest. You shouldn't have any problem. But let me go back to the other map again.
Yeah, I think I want to try and work my way down there.
Do you want to use ropes? Do you have any kind of spell that can allow you to float down there?
I don't think I have anything prepared.
You have Featherfall?
I know what. How long does it take for me to prepare a spell?
Well, do you have any empty slots?
I believe I do.
Well, you have an
empty level 1 slot.
For about a half an hour, you can fill all them slots up. You got to sit down and kind of commune with nature a little bit, but you feel free to do that.
I have a empty level 1 slot, and I think I have an empty 0 slot too.
Is there any kind of flight spell? One good spell is the Featherfall. Basically, jump off the cliff, and at the last second, it'll kick into gear. And
I know what Featherfall is.
Spider climb.
Let me bring up the druid spells in the core. Oh, is there anything helpful here? Wow, there's a lot of good ones, but I'm not seeing anything helpful.
And 60 foot is quite a drop. That's a lot of rope.
Yeah, 50 foot is all it comes in, 50 foot length. What if I cast Nature's Paths? That would instinctively allow me to find the shortest, easiest, and fastest way through the wilderness. Would that work for finding a way down that cliff to just...
Do you have a page number? Is it 0 level? What level is it?
It's first level. Level 1 is called Nature's Path.
Where did you find that?
On the link to the site you gave me. It's core.
Oh, no.
It's a core spell. No, it's a core spell. It's from the core book. Well, I mean, I could...
I don't have it. It's not listed in the... It's first level druid spell, correct?
Yeah.
I don't have it.
Let me bring it up and see exactly what it entails, because that says pass through the wilderness. The target instinctively knows the shortest, easiest, and fastest way through the wilderness. For the purpose of determining overland speed, the target treats any trackless terrain as though it were a trail or road, any terrain or road as though it were a highway. So I don't think that would really help me. That's more for going through the wilderness, you know.
The maximum spells is 4 for you, right? 4th level spell. Airwalk. Subject treads on air as if solid. Climb or descend at 45-degree angle.
What level is that?
4th level. It's called Airwalk. Druid spell.
Boy, I hate to use my 4th level spell is my big combat basher.
Seems like your best bet so far.
Here's one, glide. You take no damage from falls, as in feather fall. In addition, you can move up to 5 feet in any horizontal direction for every 1 foot you fall at a speed of 60 feet per round.
I don't have that spell.
You have feather fall?
Feather fall, yeah. A lot of those spells seem like they're from other books, and they're not distinguishing between them, I guess. You don't have that in your core rule book. What was it? Featherfall?
Yeah.
I thought that's a druid spell. Maybe it's not. No, it's not. My advice, based on the spells you have available, I would say go ahead and blast that 4th level just to do Airwalk. I mean, you could get down there, no problem. Let me look up the spell. I know it's 4th level, but...
Well, I get one 4th level spell.
You do. Let's see, Airwalk. Let me look up the details on this. That would take you right down.
I got it. The subject can tread on air as if walking on solid ground. Moving upward is similar to walking up a hill. The maximum speed, upward or downward angle possible is 45 degrees at a rate equal to half the airwalker's normal speed. The duration is 10 minutes.
Per level.
Yeah, 10 minutes per level.
And once you use that, that's gone. Only one 4th level spell you can prepare. So you can only do it once, and it would stay in effect for 10 minutes. So if you could go down there at the right time, capture one of them, and then make your way back up within 10 minutes, you got it. Otherwise, you got to find a way to get around. You're just stuck down there. That's a long haul to the north.
Yeah. Well, once I get him down there, I'll just get the list, get the information I want from him right down there. Trust me. Yeah, because
can you turn yourself into a bird or something?
Oh, you know what? I bet I can.
Not summon nature's ally, but some kind of polymorph. Do you have anything like that? Might be a special ability, not just a spell.
Somewhere there is a... I don't know if it's an ability or...
You are level 1. Whip through all the spells.
It's a higher level ability. I'm just going to have to use the airwalk, I guess.
All right, I'll let you do that, and it'll last 10 minutes, so be sure when you want to use it. But I will let you... you're probably going to have to get yourself up in the northern part of it. Kind of keep out of sight because people don't want you lingering around this edge here. In particular, the guy who takes care of the throwing the garbage over the side. He might think you're in cahoots with goblins. It's called Junker's Edge. But it's a half-orc that takes care of all this. And they're constantly dumping stuff over the damn thing several times in a day. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of garbage once the festival's done. But, yeah, you can wait till nightfall, maybe even hide in the ruins here at the old light. I'd let you do that. Or you could traverse to the north, hide in the brush along here. You have to make a stealth check if you want to hide. But otherwise, just, hang out at the edge and see if somebody says, hey, get the hell out of here. Thinking of suicide? What's the matter with you? It's up to you, my friend. How would you want to do this? It's about 3 in the afternoon at this point.
So I've got some time to get some spells going here, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what I want to do is I want to prepare. The first spell I want to prepare is a level 2 spell.
Okay.
And it's hold person.
Okay.
So I can paralyze this little guy where I just touch him.
Okay. You can fill up as many slots as you desire that are open. It takes you about 30 minutes to 40 minutes to do, and you're good to go. So you go ahead and write that down.
The only open slot I have is a level 1.
So you only got one spell to memorize?
I mean, the rest of them, I already have spells in them.
Okay.
So I can't do the 4th one. Well, you said you would let me do it, huh?
Well, do you have a 4th level slot open or no?
No, the only slot I have open is a 1st level slot.
Oh, God. Well, you're just going to have to wait till tomorrow then. It's going to...
I should have... I don't know. How do I undo these spells and replace them with something else?
Well, you can't. You have to either forget them or cast them.
Right. Okay.
Then you could refill them again, but what you just cast within 8 hours counts against your slots you can memorize all over again. So it's not going to work that way.
Right.
Let me take one. You go ahead and think, and I'm going to take another look at your class.
I'm thinking about this.
Capturing a goblin. Sons of bitches. Let's see. Evil. Druids. You have nature bond, nature sense, orisons, and wild empathy. None of that sounds useful at the moment.
Yeah, I can't do wild shape until I'm 4th level.
At the very least, you could go buy yourself some extra rope, tie them together, tie it off, and actually make yourself a little rope to climb down and back up again. Of course, if you capture a goblin, you'll have to consider, how am I going to get him up?
Oh, no, like I said, I just get the information from him down there.
Okay. Even better.
Just let me see if there's any 1st level spells that might help me do that.
Okay. On the eve of the Swallowtail Festival, there is Rafkis, hovering over a big mound of garbage, waiting to descend on a melon head. Goblins. Bastards, where's these twig blights? Tell me, you fiends. I could roll dice on you, too.
I know.
Chink. I'm going to roll 20d8. Look at this. Look at this shit. That's a lot of dice.
If I was going to try and just climb down myself, well, nah, the rope will work.
It'll just require some skill checks. And
the spell I am going to prepare is Itching Curse.
What is it?
Itching Curse.
Something else I don't have. Doesn't sound familiar. Itching Curse. What level?
Level 1. It just causes the target to itch unbearably.
All right,
Maybe
for now you can
probably
use
not
it.
a core spell.
Huh?
Probably not a core spell.
No, it's not in here. It seems like most of the ones you're picking just aren't core
Yeah, I don't
spells.
know where I got that. This was I don't know how I got it. I thought it was a list that I got from you, but apparently it's not.
Hmm.
So I figured if I just made it itch like crazy.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and use it. I'll let you use it for this session. You have the information on it though, so
What's
if
the
you want to
beach
use
like
it,
down there? Is it all sand? Is there any plant or anything down there?
it's rocky at the bottom. It's a rocky cliff edge, sheer practically, but you can make your way down it. And it's a beach. It's sandy.
Okay.
Over the garbage part of it, that's pretty nasty stuff. Uh,
I was wondering if there's any kind of bushes or shrubberies or anything growing down there.
I'm sure there's a few here and there.
Okay, then maybe I have another idea too. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the time to prepare Itching Curse for my level 1 slot.
Okay, put that in. You get that for this session, though. After that, we're going to have to figure out how to get you the proper spell lists. I'm going to go over that page and check it out.
I found them. I found the core spells. There's nowhere near as many as what the list I had was.
Hmm.
But I found the actual core spells. There's only very few. All right. I guess I'm just going to have to go and buy some rope.
Could do that.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the general store.
General store is good. They're still open. There's a few people in there. You could find your way around to find some rope. And it will cost you, if you have the cash flow. Let's see here. Manacles. Rope. Where is it? Rope. PQR. Rope. 50 foot.
I just didn't bring it with me to town. It's back in my hut.
It'll take you at least an hour to go back and get it and an hour to come back. Unless you want to haul ass, that'll be a little bit less. I'll let you do it in an hour. But 150-foot rope of hemp is 1 gold piece.
Right.
So if you bought 2 of them, it's only 2 gold pieces. It's a lot of rope, and it's the total of 20 pounds altogether. It's a lot of rope.
That's okay. I'm going to tie one of them on I'm going to tie him over top of Wire's back like saddlebags so he can carry both the ropes.
Oh, awesome. Okay, you could do that.
And then we're going to head back over there.
Waiting for nightfall.
We want to be down there by dark. We want to be on the ground, hidden by dark.
Okay, how close to the garbage pile do you want to descend?
I don't want to descend very close to the garbage pile in case something happens. I don't want to fall into it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like 100 feet away. Not real far, but far enough for safety's sake.
All right. This is to the north or to the south, closest to the old light?
To the north of it, I believe.
Okay. So if you look at the map, if you can see it, that'll put you maybe up here. This little area looks good. Okay. But you will have to wait till nightfall to descend. Or you're going to be seen doing this, and that's going to be asking people, what are you doing? And I don't think you want people to know what you're doing, really. Could cause some issues, perhaps. You don't know. But is this what you want to do?
It is.
All right. I want you to make a stealth check.
Stealth check. Uh-oh. Get a bonus to that. I do not. That's just a straight up dexterity check. Okay. A 1. A fumble.
Oh, you got a 1? All right. It's not an auto fail. It's just a 1. All right. All right. Darkness sets in. It's about 6 o'clock, and it's kind of wide open in this area. It's not a lot of cover. And you can hear people talking in town, and things are going on. It's kind of early to be doing this, but here you've got your rope all made, 100 feet worth of it, and there is a spot, a little shrub that looks like it would be strong enough to hold your body as you descend. So you tie it off.
First, I'm going to make a little harness, and I'm going to lower wire down first.
Okay, you can do that.
So that way he's down there with me. Then I'll descend afterwards.
Okay. Just as you finish lowering him down, you hear some feet behind you.
Oh, crap.
Hey, what are you up to there? Who is that? Show yourself. And you quickly turn around and you see 4 humans. They look like town guard coming your direction. They're about 20 feet away, and they see you. What do you do?
Nothing. I was over here by this shrub having a piss. Too much ale for the festival, you know.
You don't want to be pissing over the side there like that. Go over there where the junk pile is. What's the matter with you?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll move right now, right away. Sorry about that.
Don't I recognize you? What's your name? They begin to close in on you. They're about maybe 5 feet away from you. So they can see you. They have a torch. They can see your face. What is your name?
I'm Rafkis, the druid.
Rafkis. Yeah, the other guard speaks up and says, yeah, he's that druid that lives down in the Whisperwood. Ah, that character. Okay. Where's your wolf? Don't you always come to town with that wolf of yours?
Oh, he's out having a piss somewhere too, but he went off farther away. He's got more. He's not as bold as I am. He's around here somewhere.
All right. You mind yourself. The festival's tomorrow. And don't be pissing off this side. Go over by the junk pile.
Okay. Will do from now on. Sorry about that. Have a good night.
All right. And they stand there waiting for you to leave.
Okay. I start just kind of walking off away from them.
All right. You going into the town, or are you going to head for the junk pile?
I'm going to head for the junk. I'm going to go down here by the junk pile and take my piss.
Okay. You watch yourself and don't fall off, Rafkis. We'll be watching you.
Thanks for your concern.
And they kind of keep watching you. You turn back around maybe a couple times nonchalantly and see that they're still there. Eventually you get to the junk area and pull out your junk and you try to do your thing. And they just basically turn about and they start wandering back into the Sandpoint proper. So
nosy humans.
Yeah. Oh.
Shh.
Yep.
Okay, so they left. I can get down there
now. Go ahead. And are you making your way back up to the rope?
Yeah.
All right, make another stealth check.
I gotta get down there. A 17.
All right, 1 second. Let me look up. Let's see. 16, 17. As you get to the edge. Now, what did you roll?
17.
All right, that's your total.
That's my total.
Okay. As you get back up to the edge, you don't see anybody watching you, but you got a bad feeling about it. Okay, you begin to descend. You get yourself hooked up and you begin to descend 10, 20, 30. It's a difficult rappel off the stones. I mean, it's not totally sheer in most of its surface. It's kind of sloped a little bit, but still a little bit difficult and unpredictable. And a few stones rattle down the side. 40, 50, and you reach the bottom, 60 feet. And there's your what's his name? Wiley?
Waya.
And Waya are at the bottom. He looks up here and he's happy to see you. You untie his rope from him. And what do you want to do? You've got the ocean right in front of you. It's lapping up near your feet. And the sea is pretty close to your feet. There's not much room to walk without getting wet.
We have to find a place to hide.
Yeah. This could be a little bit challenging. Make me another stealth check.
Okay. 18.
All right. After about 30 minutes of poking around you find yourself at the edge of where the garbage starts to accumulate. Pretty much the only place you could find to hide would be near this pile. I mean, you might have to actually hide under some rubbish. There's really is nowhere otherwise to hide. Even further to the north, where it's all sand, it's kind of wide open.
All right.
So unless you go in the water, become invisible or something, this is about it. You're gonna have to hide among the refuse. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Okay, describe it. How are you hiding?
Oh, I look around and I find an old beat up rug that someone threw out, and I kind of pull the rug over top of me, just so I can just barely see out. It just looks like an old rug.
Okay.
It seemed like the best place to hide, so I can quickly throw it off me when I need to move. I kind of put a few old bottles, a piece of crockery down in front of it, so it looks like some other stuff was thrown on top of it after it had been thrown down.
Okay, what about Wea?
Who's under there with me?
Okay.
He is black too, so it'd be hard to see him because he's a black wolf.
Okay, I want you to make another stealth check.
An 8. I'm guessing I wanted that one to be high.
Okay. You've stashed yourself, hid yourself away quite effectively. No problems, no issues. You don't think anyone has spotted you. All you can hear is the sound of the ocean, the sea, as it kisses the sand on the beach. And occasionally you hear something crash down the side, like somebody emptied a wheelbarrow of refuse over the side. And some of it kind of lands on you. So
that's all right. Just add to the deception.
Right. A few hours are going by at this point, and it's about mid-evening, about 9 o'clock. And you don't notice anything. Do you want to continue to wait?
Yeah, wait another hour.
Wait another hour. Okay. All right. Make a perception check.
Perception. Oh, I think I get good perception check. Yeah, I get plus for that, so. It's 22.
All right. Let me check something out. Where is it? All right. 22?
Yes, sir.
You hear something. But it's not coming from the direction you thought it would be from. It's actually coming from above you. And it's not somebody throwing things over the side. You do see some shadows of humanoids. They look like they're bouncing, like they're looking up over the edge. The light from the settlement of Sandpoint is kind of showing them as shadows. So you can see them moving. There's at least 2. And they're kind of looking down the cliff edge. You notice that from underneath your blanket or rug. Anything you want to do at this point? It's about 10 o'clock at night.
They're all the way up at the top.
Yeah, they're all the way at the top. Somebody spotted you.
I want to wait.
That's what it seems.
I'm just going to be real still and see what they do.
Okay, so you're gonna hold your own.
Yeah, I don't want to blow it now.
It takes about maybe 15 or so minutes before you kind of feel that they're no longer up there. You don't notice them anyway. You still hear the ocean kind of washing onto the sand beach. It's kind of getting chilly at this point, but you're holding yourself still. You're under that rug. It's getting late.
I guess we'll just come back another night or try a different plan. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna have to leave.
Okay, just as you fling the rug off, it splashes down. Your silhouette can be made out. And there ahead of you, maybe 20 or so feet walking along the beach towards you, you see these small shadowy figures. And in an instant, they freeze. You see about maybe a half dozen. Waya. Is it Waya or Waya? It's Waya. Waya notices as well. The dander goes up on its back. Something unfriendly lies ahead of you, about 20 or so feet.
Goblins.
As you mutter, God.
I cast Obscuring Mist.
Okay, what's... All right. I'll tell you what, let's roll initiative. Now, your Waya acts the same time you do, so you roll initiative once.
17.
Let me find your character here. There you go. Okay. All right. Just as you start to move your hands in order to do this spell, what is it, a one standard action?
Yeah.
Or it's less than a round. Okay. As you start weaving the magic of this spell, suddenly one of the goblins from 20 feet away lets out, like he's communicating to the others. 3 of them immediately haul ass and start running up the beach. The other 3 begin moving towards you, and it looks like they have some weapons in their hand. What's your armor class? Well, you know what? Don't tell me yet. Let me do this. Let's see. Does a 9 hit you?
No.
Okay. Let me see here. 5 does not hit you. Okay, you just lucked out. You almost got critted. But yeah, you are hit. One of the melon heads, and you recognize them as goblins. I call them melon heads, as they do in Sandpoint. But you are hit, and you take a total of 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Waya. There's a 14 hit.
I don't know what his armor class is. Find him.
Take your time. I'll look it up in the bestiary here.
You know, he gets a +2 to it for natural armor, but I don't think we ever put his armor class down because I don't have it.
All right, I'm going to put his armor class at his flat-footed armor class at 12 because he hasn't acted yet.
And then he gets a natural armor bonus of +2.
All right. Waya takes 4 points of damage as a blade an odd looking blade. It's kind of curved, almost like a scimitar, but it's not really a scimitar. It's very small, and it just cuts into the Wea.
That's what I carry, is a scimitar.
So basically, 3 goblins have hauled ass back up the beach. The other 3 have closed the distance of 20 feet to engage you. One just attacked Wea, and the other 2 just attacked you. And they're all basically armed the same. They have these little crude bladed weapons. And you're up. What do you want to do?
It's time for me to fight.
Now, you can cast that spell, or you could do something else. It's up to you.
Can I cast a different spell?
Well, you got to be careful because you're going to provoke attacks of opportunity from each opponent because you're casting a spell. What you could do to get out of this situation is take a 5-foot step back. It doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. And then you'll be able to cast your spell. Or you could do something else. But you got to get out of their area of control, basically.
5-foot step back.
Which is 5 feet.
That's what I want to do.
So if you back away 5 feet, you're out of their attack zone. They can't attack you without moving. You have to be 5 feet or less to attack. Or launch an attack of opportunity. So you could take a 5-foot step, which you're entitled to do. And because it's such a short little distance, it doesn't take away from your actions, and it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
Now,
you can always take a 5-foot step as long as you don't actually use any movement, any of your actual movement distance to move.
Take a 5-foot step, and I'd like, if there's enough plant life down here, I'd like to cast Entangle.
Like to what?
Cast Entangle. If there's enough shrubbery down here or bushes or any kind of plant life. That's why
you could take the try. You could try it. There's not a whole lot. You could try it. Or you could do something else. Summon giant spider.
Yeah, summon nature's ally too. Giant spider. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to summon that giant spider.
I believe the range is what? 30 feet?
I'm looking. Giant spider.
PQRSTU. Summon monsters. Summon nature's ally. Lasts for 1 round.
Yeah.
Summon nature's ally. What is this? 1?
2.
2. Okay. Range is 25 feet plus 5. Well, they're right next. They're about 5 feet away. So
yeah, they're close enough. That's what I will do. I will summon the giant spider.
Do you have the stats for this?
For the giant spider, I do.
Yeah. Good. All right. I won't look it up. I'll let you do all the stats for it. But it appears around one of the goblins, probably right behind them. The 2 on the left would be the best targets because it'll put 2 of them within its zone to attack. How many attacks does it have?
It gets 1 attack. It's a bite.
Well, for a spot, right? That's
or it could do a special. It could do a web with the ranged attack. Bind him up, but I want to just have him kill one.
All right, so you get 1 bite attack, and go for it. You could choose to attack the one attacking Wea, or you could have one of the other ones be attacked. But he appears out of nowhere, kind of shaking the goblins. They have to turn around, and here's this big ass spider. What size is the spider?
This is a medium vermin.
Okay, medium. So it occupies 1 square. Okay, so go ahead and make the attack roll. against one goblin.
This. And a sad 6. I got a 6.
6. That's not going to do it. So his teeth sink into, basically his teeth don't get into him because these guys aren't really armored too much anyway. So he pretty much misses the attack. The nimbleness of the goblins avoided being hit.
Yeah.
And that creature will disappear at the start of your next turn. So it's still there. It's still a viable target for the goblins if they attack. All right, next up is Wea. Did Wea attack it? I don't think so.
No, he didn't, but that goblin that hit him, he's going to go right ahead and blast him, obviously.
Right. Now, does he have just one attack, Wea?
Yeah, he gets one attack. It's a bite and plus trip.
Okay, we'll skip trip because it's dangerous anyway. He can end up tripping himself. So go ahead and make one bite attack against the goblin facing him.
17.
And that does it. Roll damage.
A D6. 3 points.
Okay. All right, 3 points of damage. Now you still have a move action, or you can always take a 5-foot step with Wea. If he moves more than 5 feet, he's going to be attacked by the goblins. Attack of opportunity. But if you just move 5 feet, he can do that.
Yeah, he's going to sidestep 5 feet, kind of get towards the flank a little bit, side of him.
All right. So he's right on the side of the furthest goblin. All right. Next up is the goblin that just got bit savagely. He immediately turns to Wea, and he's pretty pissed off. And he makes an attack with his blade against this beast. You nasty dog. Do you speak goblin?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Kill the dog. Kill the dog. And he rolls a 8. Does 8 hit? For the Wea?
No.
No. So the blade misses him entirely. Once again, probably from the damage he took. The goblin's totally thrown off. Now against you, 5 feet away are these other 2 goblins, and both rush forward 5 feet to engage you. Now, things are getting a little precarious at the moment because you're starting to step and walk into the garbage. So it's a little cluttered, but it's not enough to slow you down or impede anybody's movement. All right, so both of these goblins rush back into contact with you and both make attacks. Oh, let's see. Does a 7 hit? No. So one goblin missed. Does a 21 hit?
Oh, yeah.
One of them catches you in a very vulnerable spot right when you're almost tipping over. You stepped on something kind of odd, and it threw you off balance. And you take a total of 2 points of damage.
2?
2.
Shit. All right.
So he got that blade right into you.
Oh, I really wanted to catch one of these guys alive, but I'm just not seeing any way to do that.
All right, at this point, all right, let me roll something here. 16. All right, once the attacks have concluded by the goblins, suddenly, from up above, you hear shouting, and a couple spears come flying down from the edge. Somebody's chucking spears at you guys.
Great.
Neither which make contact with anyone. You can't be sure what they were aimed at, but you kind of hint that it's going up against somebody's throwing spears down at the goblins. How do you react to that?
Did it distract those goblins?
Well, it missed them. They don't look overly concerned, but it's kind of got them a little bit shaken. They're in the throes of a combat against you. You're up next. What do you want to do? You can't really understand what the people on the ledge are saying, but it sounds like it might be the guards.
These goblins are right up on me now, huh?
Yep, they're right in your face. And again, if you cast a spell, it's an attack of opportunity. Again, you have to take a 5-foot step.
I'll take a 5-foot step.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 in front of me, I'm going to blast them with Ice Storm.
All right, go for it.
And that's just, it does 3d6 bludgeoning damage and 2d6 cold damage.
All right, let me find this nastiness. What's it called? Ice Storm?
Ice Storm. 4th level.
I hope it's actually in the book. Ice Storm. Where are you? Ice Storm.
Yeah,
Ice Storm. There it is. All right, 1 standard action. So you're going to back away and use a standard action to use the spell. Verbal somatic material. Range. Oh, range is pretty good.
Yeah, I could blast him.
It's
a long way away.
A cylinder, 20-foot radius, 40-foot high. So this is going to catch them all easily. It lasts for 1 round. No savings throw. Ouch. Great magical hailstones pound down upon the casting of the spell, dealing 3d6 points of bludgeoning damage and 2d6 points of cold damage for every creature in the area. This damage only occurs once when the spell is cast. For the remaining duration of the spell, heavy snow and sleet rains down in the area, the cone area. Creatures inside this area take a -4 penalty on perception skill checks for the entire area. Well, the entire area is treated as difficult terrain. At the end of the duration, the snow disappears, leaving no after effects. And the duration for you is what? One round. So it's going to be like gone. All right, roll your damage, my friend. No savings throw. All 3 of them are affected by this. So was your dog. So was Waya.
Is he? I was hoping he wasn't close enough. He took a 5-foot step from him. All right, 3d6. 13.
All right. That's enough to drop. Is it for each creature you roll?
Just says
just say just
3d6.
Right,
yeah, 3d6 to everything. Each creature in there takes 3d6 points.
All right, so 13 points, not including the cold damage. Go ahead and roll that.
And that's 2d6.
2d6.
That's another 8 points. I think I just killed my wolf.
Good going, Rafkis. Terrible.
I did.
All right, I'll double check. I'll double check the cone area to see if he really is caught. But you've definitely taken care of the goblins. They collapse into blocks of ice, basically.
I was trying to blast the 2 that were in front of me.
All right. Let me see here, the cone. La 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 la. Let me get this cone. Here it is, cone. 30-foot cones. What's the range on this?
The range, I can cast it 400 feet away. The
40 foot per level.
Cone itself. It's
Well, it calls it a cylinder.
Yeah, it's a cylinder.
Where did we get cone from?
I don't know. I guess because most spells cast in a cone, but this one cast in a cylinder. It seems weird.
All right, and it's well, how wide is the cone?
20 feet.
Or not the cone, the cylinder.
20 feet wide. 20 feet wide and 40 feet high.
Is that what it says?
Yeah. So basically, this is a big blizzard. A cylinder-shaped blizzard. I didn't realize it was 20 feet wide when I cast it. Man, that's the only combat spell I had prepared, really.
Where does it say 20 feet wide? Is it in the description?
Right there, area. Cylinder, 20-foot radius, 20 feet high.
Oh, area. All right, all right. 20-foot radius as a cylinder shooting lengthwise. Well, you definitely hit Wea. What's his hit points?
Oh man. If he took all that damage, it's gonna put him at negative.
Does he have any kind of resistance to cold damage? No, I don't think so.
I don't know if he has any natural resistance or not.
All right, so what's the total? What's his hit points at, including negatives? Make the total that's reduction. I need to know what he's at.
I'm doing the math. Negative 8.
He should be at negative 8. And what's his constitution?
15.
All right, he could go as far as negative 15 before he dies, but he's basically unconscious and laying there. You have to stabilize him right off the bat, and you have to heal him. The combat is over. The goblins have been defeated. Wea is laying there, frozen, almost solid, and above you on the ledge. Who's down there? What's going on? Call out the guard.
I just ignore him and get the taking care of Wea.
All right, how are you going to pull this off? Do you have any healing spells? I mean, a healing spell will do it.
I do have
like
healing
wounds
spells
or anything.
I have a couple of healing spells prepared for today. They are.
Let's see which one it's going to be, and I'll look it up.
Cure moderate wounds.
It's a good thing you finished them off, because if the battle was still going, your dog might be goner.
Yeah.
Your wolf. I'm ashamed.
That's the only combat spell I had ready.
It's a good one. God, overkill.
It's a little more potent than I realized. I got to find something a little lower level, I think.
It only lasted 6 seconds.
You know, viewers get lots of spells. They just don't get lots of combat spells. They got stuff like to improve their unarmed attack and things like that, but my hit points are so low, I don't want to do melee if I can help it. So I can cure. The first one I'll cast is Cure Moderate Wounds. That's 2d8.
All right, level,
only level 1. 2d8 plus 1 per druid level. So it'd be 2d8 plus 1, right?
Let me find it here.
3.
Cure Moderate?
Yeah.
This one looks like Cure Light Wounds, except cures 2d8 damage plus 1 per caster level. You're casting it at, well, your level is 1, so right. Plus 1.
Right. So that's 7. I healed 7 points there. And that's not enough to get him up, but I also have Cure Light Wounds ready, so I will also cast that.
Oh, yeah, I think that's enough. I think that 7 adds on top of 0, not -8.
Oh, okay. All right.
Unless I'm wrong, I've been playing D&D wrong all these years. Let me double check that. I never played it that way. It's always from 0. So whatever you rolled, it's just that becomes his hit points, which could take him back up to max. It's been so long since I played. Oh, God.
He had 17 hit points to start with. He's got a really good big hit point pool, but
all right, so whatever you healed him right there, put him at that many hit points.
okay.
He's stable, he's awake, he's alive. So he's in the positive.
Then I'll cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
Okay, roll it and add it.
4 more points back to me, which puts me at my maximum.
Is Waya back to maximum?
No. About halfway there.
Wow, he took a beating. Damn.
Yeah, he did.
Damn, cold spell. All right, at this point, you casted your spells, took a round each to do those, but we're not in a combat. You do actually hear the footfalls above you as more of the guard at this point. You recognize them. It's those guards. There's about 8 of them around the edge of the crevasse. What do? They call down to you and say, who's down there? Is that you, the Rafkis character? Is that you? What are you doing down there?
What
are those goblins?
Waya ran off, and I came down to find him, and I was set upon by goblins, brigands. I had to defend myself. I was only coming to try and find my friend. They attacked us.
They did. Well, get yourself up here.
There must have been 50 of them. I drove them off.
They believe you too, because they saw what you did with that spell. They saw the size of this thing as it shaped and just flittered out of existence. This sudden storm. Wow. But they tell you,
Sandpoint, ruined the Swallowtail Festival. I've saved everyone.
Yeah. They saw the goblins too. They said, get your tail up here. However you got down there, do you need help? Do you need a rope? What do you need? We'll get you up out of there now.
Bring a healer. Waya's hurt.
Okay, one of them disappears looking for a healer, but you'll have to find yourself way back up. Either they're going to get ropes and fashion it themselves, or you can make your way back to the north. All right.
Oh, no. It'll be quicker for them to get a rope, wouldn't it?
You want them to get rope and throw it down to you?
Would that be quicker than me going to the north and having them pull me up by my rope? Or can I pull us up?
It'd probably be faster if you just ran up to your rope and climbed it up.
That's what we're going to do.
Okay. All right. You make it clear to them that's what you're doing. They're actually pretty concerned how you got down there. Go ahead.
I'll be right up. So I'm going to run up to my rope and I'm going to go back up.
All right, no problem. They got their eyes on you, but they're actually pretty concerned. There's about a dozen now of those guards, the shadows of them anyway, you can see behind the light of the Sandpoint. And they're kind of concerned. Goblins, once again, have made an appearance, but you kind of chased them off, so they're thankful. So when they see where you climbed up and climbed down, they help you get up, and they congratulate you and tell you, boy, I'm telling you, don't do that again. If your dog or your wolf falls down there again or wanders down there, call out the guard. We'll get him out in a decent way. We have magic users that can help you and get him out of there. You shouldn't go down there.
I never expected.
And then it goes on to say, and then it goes on to talk about how goblins threaten that area and sometimes make an appearance, which they did tonight.
Which I was hoping for, but my plan backfired.
Yeah, it did. You didn't get no goblin. You destroyed them. Wow. You're going to get some experience for this. Okay. When we're all done here. Congratulations.
Goblins, too.
Yep.
I didn't have time.
That's a story to tell. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, you make your way From the little tussle, they ask if you need any healing or anything.
My wolf needs healing.
Do you need healing? Okay. Not an issue. One of the adepts from the cathedral comes up to you and then lays some hands on you and your dog, of course, as well. You're back up to full maximum hit points. Not an issue.
Thank you very much.
But again, they give you stern warnings. Do not go down there. I mean, they're very curious actually why you were down there besides looking for your dog. What was your dog doing down there?
It's garbage.
You can't wander by accident down there.
He probably smelled a bone with some meat on it. He was looking for a treat.
All right, make a bluff roll.
What? A bluff roll.
Bluff.
All right. Bluff. Okay. Oh, where'd my dice go? A 13.
As you tell him this, he kind of smirks. You kind of get the impression that he's thinking to himself, yeah, right. So that's that. He asks you a second time, what were you doing down there? What was your wolf down there for? Like I said, it takes some effort to get down there. You have to travel at least a mile to get off this ledge, if not travel from the south or use a boat.
Well, we were originally going up in there to the forest to try and find some mushrooms. And that's when he wandered off. When I noticed him gone, I have some gear with me. Sometimes you have to climb high into these trees to get the right funguses and whatnot. That's why I had the rope with me. When I noticed he disappeared and I heard him down there, I just used the rope to go down and find him.
Roll bluff.
Stupid goblin spoiled my mushroom hunting. 16. Everybody in town knows I'm known for finding the best mushrooms.
He says, you know what? You do make those gather mushrooms, don't you? I'll tell you what, I'm pretty fond of those mushrooms. Hey, do you have any with you? I'd actually be interested in buying some off you. They're good in cooking.
I have a very small pouch only, but you can have them for free for coming to the aid of us. Thank you, good sir.
He's quite impressed. He's quite impressed, and he pats you on the back, and he says, thank you. And then you made out of that one, Bob. You slipped out of that one, my friend. That's off. But he rolled terrible on his sense motive. So he really enjoyed those mushrooms right there. He pats you on the back and says, take care, be careful of yourself, and you guys get yourself back to the Red Dragon. I'm sure you're staying there. Yeah. The festival's tomorrow, my friend.
Yeah, we're just going to go right back to the Rusty Dragon. We're going to spend the rest of the evening there.
Okay. Wolf and all. All right, you make your way back to the Rusty Dragon, and there's a good crowd in here tonight. There's about 20 plus people, a couple dozen. And you see also Fraken. Fraken is there. He's hanging out with Thrak. They're sitting in that corner table that you were sitting at with him earlier. You make your way into the room, and you pull up a chair next to him. Rafkis, where have you been? Says Fraken. We're having a good time here. Get some ale for my friend, Rafkis. Ale, I say.
Rafkis doesn't drink. Fraken knows that.
Oh, you don't drink ale?
No, Rafkis doesn't drink at all.
All right, what do you drink?
Usually he drinks tea, but if they have some kind of juice or just water.
Tea. The finest tea is.
He makes his own. He just always orders the hot water, and he always has in his little pouch there. He has some of his own herbs that he likes to make his tea out of. A little bit of ginseng in there, and just a couple other things. Nothing magical. Okay.
Well, you pull up your seat. It's late in the evening. Thrak is thoroughly drunk as they get ready for the big festival in the morning. Fraken, he's not too drunk. He's kind of holding himself quite well. He's not getting drunk. He was kind of concerned where you were at, and he asked you about where you were and what was going on. And he looks over at the wolf, And he notices that there's kind of some frozen icicles in his fur. What's going on? What were you doing?
Oh,
And you'd relate. I don't know. What you tell him is up to you.
I was trying to catch a goblin.
What in the name of the gods for? And with that, you can relate to him as much as you want. And I suggest, Bob, after the session, before the next one, go ahead and fill Fraken in on your little escapade. Whatever you tell him, feel free to tell him.
All right.
And the same goes with Thrak, because he was here. If you want to befriend him as well to that point and to relate the story that you just had. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You made, and this is all for you, 100, 200. Oh, wow, that's a lot of experience points, actually. Hold on.
Yeah, I wrote that down last week, what you said to make what experience we got and what we said to make it at, but I can't find where I wrote my notes.
405 experience is now yours.
And what did we get for last session? Like, what was it?
100.
100 each?
Yeah. So you should be at 504, 503.
505, right.
Unless I just gave you too much. Let me double check it.
1,300 to level up.
Right.
Wow, that is a lot of experience.
Double check this.
Way there.
That's kind of a lot of experience.
That is a lot for only 3 goblins. Unless you're taking into consideration all the other stuff I pulled off too.
Well, you get at least 135. So I might have multiplied it too high. 135 each. It might not be for each. I don't know why this is not clicking in my head. I know this, but I'm not.
That just seems like an awful lot for a goblin, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with the game, so.
Should be 135 experience for the encounter. All right, you know what? Just put 135. I gave you too many. I put it at 135 for each. That's not how it works.
That sounds more. That still puts me at 235.
And I'll double check that again tonight. I think I'm sick in the head here.
That just sounds more reasonable. I mean, it's just 3 goblins.
Yeah. Well, their experience worth is 135. So regardless of how many there is, there was 3 of them. And for some reason, I'm thinking multiply it by the 3 creatures, but I don't think you do that.
So I'm just going to I don't know if I want to tell my story to Rafkis and Thrak yet or not. So I'm just going to play it cool. Just enjoy my cup of tea. And I'm going to order something to eat, something for me and Wyatt to eat. And just kind of evening.
Yeah. That's good. You did good, Bob. That was fun.
I'm not going to go back to my house tonight. I'll just get a room for the night at the inn.
All right. So Fraken is he's right there by your side. So you guys can either share a room or you just have separate. Doesn't matter. But he'll also stay. And of course, your dog can stay with you. Thrak is staying there. He's got a whole week.
Yeah. I'm not going to for a week.
Go ahead and stay there free of charge. As long as you relate your tale to the barkeep.
Okay, all right. I'll tell the tale of how I was looking for my lost wolf who wandered off, and I was beset upon by at least 24 goblins. I'm going to really embellish this, make it sound good, the kind of tale people want to hear.
Okay, bluff check.
So, damn. Oh, a 3. Or what is it?
Oh.
It's a 4.
All right. He kind of laughs. That's a good one. That's a good one. He pats you on the back. I will give you another drink of your favorite tea, but that's about it. Otherwise, you got to pay a gold to get in here. But let me tell you how much it costs to stay here. It didn't work.
That's okay.
And Fraken will be paying this as well. If you have separate rooms, it's going to be room and board. Where are you? I think this is a very well kept tavern inn. So you got some good living conditions here. And we staying together in the room?
Yeah, he can stay with me in the room.
Okay, so that is a good room. Is 2 gold pieces a night.
Wow, that's fine.
Yep. Okay.
I'll pay it.
Okay.
I'm gonna call
2
it
gold pieces, and you're good. You want to make a note of that. Make a note of that, Bob. That until you eventually get free board here, it's 2 gold pieces a night.
That's a good idea. I'm going to call it an early evening because I need to rest and I want to meditate and get, prepare some spells.
You are. You are. And Fraken wanders in and he's exhausted. He says a few words and he falls back onto the bed. And you and your dog, Wea, you're not your dog, your wolf, conclude the evening. And in the morning, we have the festivities of the festival. And from what you understand, it's going to start bright and early. And it's going to start off, everybody's going to gather at the square in front of the cathedral, this beautiful brand new cathedral, and they're going to commemorate it. And the festival lasts all day, and it begins at the square with some speeches by some of the weller-knowns in town. And then it goes into all kinds of festivities and celebrations, stories. There'll be games, probably some arm wrestling and some cards and some dice games, all kinds of things that you guys could do. And by evening, it concludes, usually with the release of the butterflies and some fireworks, and that concludes the festival. So this is what you have to look forward to. We're all set.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I had a good time there.
See, those are the kind of stunts I pull. That's the kind of shenanigans you can expect from me on a regular basis.
Yeah. Especially with that spell. Yikes.
I'm going to have to find some little more vanilla down combat spells.
Yeah, that was pretty big. 20-foot wide, 20-foot radius cylinder shoots down the beach.
40
100 plus feet. Yeah, God.
I can blast giants with that thing.
That's hilarious. Oh, God. Damn. 4th level spell for a 1st level druid. It's a lot of power.
He's trained his whole life.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, God. Let me close this.
I still have in my mind to capture a goblin.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you never actually did capture one. So much for that idea. We could always try it again. You never know. But the guards were getting kind of pissed. Like, what are you doing down there? They just warned you once. They were watching what's going on. It's pretty obvious at this point. Threw some spears down at those goblins to help you. So they knew what was going on. And somehow you managed to talk your way out of that.
Yeah, that's pretty realistic for me. Maybe next time maybe I'll prepare a call lightning, because that's just one lightning bolt, 5-foot wide lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So that might not be as bad. It still does 3d6 damage per bolt.
Yeah. It was like out of fear that you cast that spell. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna get overwhelmed by these goblins. No. Yikes. I'll double check this experience you gained by the time we get off here.
One lightning bolt too, but I can only do one right now because it's one per level.
What's the damage on it?
3d6. And it's only
pretty good.
It's only a 5 foot wide spot that it hits, so that's you can cast up to 10 of them if you have the levels for it. That would have been a little better. That would have blasted the 2 in front of me and not hit wire. I mean, we just would have had the 1 left to deal with.
Hmm.
That might be.
Yeah, you took your.
To get down that cliff, I could have used spider climb. I didn't have a slot, and I didn't have a level 2 slot though. That's a level 2.
No.
Lightning bolt.
Took out your wolf. Sorry, Wea. Wow.
Okay, I'm kind of looking over the combat spells. There's some other stuff I can use, but I want to make sure I have healing spells because I don't think anyone else in the party does, unless that bard can heal somehow. I don't know what kind of magic bards have.
There's some magic capabilities. The bard, yes, they have magic spells from the first level. There's also somebody else in the party that has magic capabilities at first level.
I didn't know if Luna could heal or not. I didn't know if the sorcerers had healing magic.
Let's just say that among all the players, you're probably the most powerful spellcaster in the group.
Right.
And you are, simply because you have access to so much variety in spells, and you have a lot of slots. The others, including the bard, are kind of restricted a little bit, but they have powerful magic regardless. You have variety.
Oh man.
Did you like that, Bob?
Yeah.
And we'll do this again tomorrow. I'll see who can
yeah, I don't know if I
can tomorrow.
Multiple nights. I got so much to get done, but
at least if it's once a week, that's fine.
Yeah, I can always somehow pull off once a week, so
that's good. I think Richard's good for tomorrow, but I'm saving the main storyline for when we're all together, or at least we get at least 3 players, 4 preferably.
At least I found myself a couple things I can do now because I also have some plans on snooping around the light. Getting around those guards is going to be tricky.
And Vince says Wednesday would be best for him. So what I might do tomorrow for some of the guys that show up is just do another, what we did now, but with you, a little different kind of thing for them. And then Wednesday, well, maybe I'll put everything off till next week because I want everybody in on this when we move to the next big chapter, that kind of thing. And this is where we're hinging on right now. And it all starts with the festival. Everything's going to change dramatically.
If everyone else can play Wednesday, I will jump on some. I'll figure it out.
All right, I'll check with everybody. I think Richard might be good. Luna, change of plans. I will be on either tomorrow or Wednesday. And Vince also says Wednesday would be best. And I think Richard is good as well for Wednesday. So we might do that.
Wednesday, but some other people are going to play tonight, so I just figure, okay, I'll just not paint tonight, and I'll paint Wednesday night. Tuesdays aren't good for me because I got to chat with Matt on Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Richard says he's good for Wednesday as well. So what we'll do is we'll plan for Wednesday. If we can get everybody together, at least 3 or 4 of us, then it's ideal. All of us would be better. And we'll move forward with the main story. So you're good for now. You had some fun there.
I had a lot of fun tonight. That was a lot of fun.
And it was only a one-on-one game session, which is cool.
Yeah.
It didn't take a lot of people. Just one player, one DM. That's cool.
I don't know why I'm so enraptured with finding out the secret behind these apples. I just because I think there's goblin treachery and that it leads to something bigger. I really do.
Maybe. And one way to find out, my friend.
I've never seen these twig blights in my forest, have I? Can I check? Do some kind of check to see if I've ever seen one of those things in my forest?
Well, you don't have to check. I know you haven't.
Okay.
You did some what you made that knowledge was it history? Something like that. You made that test to find out about this creature, and that's where it revealed to you. That's the famous or the infamous twig blight, which I've heard of. You haven't really seen it.
Damn twig blights, goblins, twig blights, crime. What's next? Ogres?
Poison apples. Well, that could be arranged. Ogres. I love ogres. Oh, God. There is a rumor. You would know this. There are ogres in the area, and there's one particular ogre, his name of which eludes me at the moment, but I'll fill you in when I can. But he said to every once in a while, he got outcasted from his family. And ever since then, it's said that he has been terrorizing travelers on the Lost Coast Road. He sets up a little roadblock and he says, "Pay me tribute to pass." And he does that. And then once he gets some money, he disappears off into the hinterlands. And he hasn't been caught. And the ogres don't normally do this. They don't wander from their homes, actually. But for some reason, he's kind of lingering around the hinterlands. That is a rumor you would know about. I think his name is Pig Tongue. Pig Toe or Pig Tongue. I think it's Pig Tongue. And it's a rumor that's been going on for months recently. So travelers beware. Wow, big ass ogre.
That sounds like a good job for Franken and I. Anyone who wants to come along, let's just go dispose of this ogre. Because if we did, sure, there'd be some kind of reward for it if we bring his head.
Yep.
I guess we don't have to bring the whole ogre, then his head will do.
Well, if it's a rumor and it's going on, and you go back there and bring back his ears or his toes or his head and bring it off to the town hall, I'm sure you'll get recognized as, yes, good work.
Of course.
Here's your reward.
In playing the chaotic neutral that I am, I really don't care. It's not me he's robbing, and he's not in my forest. So what do I care?
Yeah.
That would be in character for my guy to not really care because it's just not affecting him,
Hmm.
What's up, buddy? Get your stretch on. What's in your tail? You got a piece of paper stuck in your tail. Don't use your claws on Papa. That hurts. Have you heard of that paint scale 75?
No.
It's supposed to be top notch. I mean, top notch. So I ordered a bottle of it. It came today. I'm itching to try it out.
Paint scale?
It's called Scale 75. Yeah, it's a paint. It's supposed to be top notch paint.
Huh. Never heard of it.
And also, I was looking for some Winsor Newton brushes online because all sable brushes have been banned in the U.S.
Banned?
The Game and Wildlife Commission made a big uproar of it because they kill the sables and the mints and stuff to make these brushes. And all sable brushes have been banned. So you can't get any Winsor or Kolinsky's or anything. And the ones I found on eBay last night were not. They were more for oil painting or nothing for miniature painting. I ordered some army painted brushes. They're all right. I've researched to the point where I shouldn't let them get this beat up without ones. They're all brushes, man, they get a lot of wear and tear. They got to be workhorses. They're used every day, you know.
Yeah. Professional painter like you, and you need new brushes.
Yeah, I mean,
You need some quality.
Usually metal brushes for metal minis for months now. Metal is hard. Metal is just brutal on them. What do you want? Huh? What's you? What are you gonna do, Fatso? 1,
2, 3.
That hurts. Hey, use your post. Use your scratching post, not me. Go use your post. Come on, use your post. Here. Use your post. That's a good boy. There you go. Rip the hell out of it.
The main reason you get so much experience points from that is because you're all by yourself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Normally you divide that up with the party. This year, no, I was thinking your wolf gets experience. He doesn't. He actually goes up in stats when you do.
Yeah, he just
automatically
level up when I level up. That's still a long way
I'm going
off.
to read this tonight.
That's still a long way off of 1,300.
Well, my guess is that you actually do get like 400 experience points for this. I'm going to double check it tonight because my mind is not focusing here. But I think you actually do.
That would really be sweet.
Yeah.
It's still a little bummed that I didn't get a chance to loot those goblins, and I'm guessing that the corpses won't be there tomorrow. If their comrades don't come back and carry them off, the tide will probably sweep them out to sea.
Yeah, it's worth looking. You never know. Maybe. I don't know what the guards would do. They could leave them there because it's a junk pile. They could go down and retrieve them and burn them proper before it breeds disease.
They might.
Damn it, Rafkis, you made us work.
Probably not worth the trouble for just 3 goblins. They probably have about 2 silver between them. Oh, if I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm. They could dispose them with magic, maybe. Just cast a spell down there, incinerate them, gone. Catch the whole junk pile on fire. That's too much for a festival.
I can cast a rolling ball of fire. What's it called? Fire sphere, fire flaming ball, something like that. But that might get out of control. What I plan on doing is that if I just catch one, I was going to entangle him, and I was going to cast that itch on him because it makes him itch like crazy. It gives him a attack roll, saving throws, any check they have to take. They get a -1 while they're itching. If they stop to scratch, it costs an action. So what I would do is tell them, tell me what I want to know, and I'll take this curse off of you. Because goblins, that probably would have worked with him. The heads, they're weak-minded, and if he thought he's going to be cursed like that spell lasts for an hour.
Yeah. We'll tell you whatever they know.
Well, I was going to convince him he's going to be cursed like that for the rest of his life if he didn't tell me what I want to know. So I figured, goblins are, how goblins are.
Yeah. Melonheads. Pests.
Yeah, he would have coughed up the information. It was a good plan. I started to see if I could get a fisherman's net. Since that's a fishing village, obviously, I was going to try and catch a goblin in a net. I don't know why I didn't do that. Next time. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
We'll aim for Wednesday, and I'll see if I'll put one on for these guys tomorrow as well. Even if it's just 1 or 2. What I want to do is get Neil and Luna. I want to get their characters involved because I don't know what the hell they did. I mean, literally, if you listen to the story from the beginning, they came in and got off the wagon, went to the Rusty Dragon Inn, and sat there for the entire night and got drunk and went to bed. Yeah. They didn't do anything.
That's all they've done so far.
So I gotta find out, what did you guys do the next day? What are you doing separately or together, or let's see what's going on. Kind of like I did with you.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can do that. That would be ideal. But I think Wednesday, Richard, we're gonna see Richard, we're gonna see Vince, we're probably gonna see Pat. Maybe might see Pat tomorrow too. I don't know. We'll see. He's wandering all through the city with his bard. But he's got a good background. Makes sense. Now that I read his background, I know why he's doing certain things. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'm paying attention. I pay attention to what everybody does. I've seen that gnome. Something he makes a point of letting everybody know. I'm going to keep it to myself, but it's something I've noticed.
That's me. Got something else here. Vince says, well, he said Wednesday would be best, but he also said privately to me, he says, I'll be there tomorrow. Tonight, exceptionally, I have to go down to town. Okay. So,
well,
he's good. He's fun to play with. He does some funny, wacky things.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he really plays his character.
He's just a kid. He just has a good time at it. You could tell, and he takes the chance at role playing and acting his character, and he does a good job.
Yeah, I was just out to have fun tonight. Like I said, you can expect those kind of shenanigans from me. That's just how I am.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. You did good. You did really good for a one-on-one. And most of it was improv. So hats off to both of us for that.
Yes,
that was good.
It was a lot of fun tonight. It was a good break from painting, and it was fun.
Yeah. Role playing is a great experience. It's really a great thing. With me personally, whenever I put on a session, all through my life I've been this way. Whenever I run a game that night, and it'll happen tonight, I'm going through the story in my head, and I'm watching it like some kind of fantasy novel or movie, revealing to me, that was cool. That could look cool. I could see Rafkis floating down, from the cliff edge, although he used a rope. I could see this, and it's so epic and cool. So I really enjoy it. It's very satisfying for me.
I had fun tonight, definitely.
I was hoping you would. When you got a focused group of, say, just 3 or 4 people, they tend to be better games as opposed to like 6, 7, or 8 players. I mean, that's a lot, and it's not as fun, to be honest with you. Small, focused groups really do epic role playing and storytelling together. It's like me and you. It was pretty fun. It was simple. I think it was pretty good, and it was definitely fun, but it wouldn't get that way if there was a lot of other people.
I got to, a few of those, what do you do? So I got to come up with some of my crazy antics, some of my ideas. That's always fun. I got to do a little bit of fighting, overkill, but it worked.
That was epic. I won't forget that. That was epic. I see it as like he kind of got rattled, and he thought of the first spell that came to his mind, and it was that really powerful, freeze, and that's what he casted. It did the trick.
If that giant spider would have killed one of them, it might have been a different story. Yeah. But he missed. Stupid spider.
Yeah, he did.
I almost considered having that spider cast the web, because then I would have had my goblin trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can.
That's true. He could have done that.
I think the web. I don't know exactly. I think it works the same as Entangle. I have to look.
Well. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Summon Nature's Ally. The creature that you cast, you don't control.
Right. Okay.
It's the game master who decides what he does. I mean, it'd be nice if you could say, okay, use your web from 30 feet and do this and do that. The only control you have as the spellcaster is where exactly he appears, and that's it. I let you roll the dice because it's just cool to do that.
He's useful.
Yeah, that works. And there's plenty of other creatures you could summon as well.
I mean,
so there's a lot there.
Those goblins might have just ran in terror at the sight of a spider that big.
Yeah, they did look unnerved when it appeared behind them.
Maybe had it killed one of them, or at least messed him up. The other two might have thought better of it and took off and ran.
Does it have poison? I think. Yeah.
It does. Yeah, it's 1d6 plus poison.
Yeah, that would pretty much finish off a goblin, I think, after a few days, if not outright.
Well, he killed
How
the
much was
last.
the damage?
It's 1d6.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
3 or 4 points. I think goblins are a little tougher than that, but you never know.
Yeah, it's got the highest you can do is 6 points, but and then whatever the poison does, you take him out of the game pretty much.
And what it would do, depending on the poison type, I don't know what it is. I'd have to look it up, but usually it requires a savings throw. If you fail it, you're going to lose usually ability scores, like -2 to strength and con, and that will continue. And you make a savings throw every day, typically, to stop this from happening. And if usually a poison will tell you how many successful savings throws you have to make in a row to totally nullify it, to be done with it.
It's a fortitude save is what you need to make against this. What I think that's what I read.
But yeah, poison is a nasty thing.
Terrible. That's why. That's one of the reasons I picked that spider is because he had poison. Maybe I'll summon a crocodile next time.
Doesn't it have to be a creature you're familiar with?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
An alligator.
How are you familiar with alligators in the temperate zone? You're not. This isn't like Florida.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw one in a picture book.
Yeah. Maybe you read about. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because it'd be just fun.
Yeah. You have to keep in mind that Rafkis was raised as a druid. He was taught all the different manners of creatures and herbs and ways of the wild, and so it wouldn't be unlikely for him to have been taught about creatures that he's never seen. So I don't know if you have to actually have seen one to be able to summon it. You can always summon a bear.
Yeah.
I think of that level 2 bear, I think it's 1d8 hit points of damage. I can summon a viper. That's a venomous attack too. But I think that's only 1d4 in venom. All right, buddy. I'm going to hop off of here and make something to eat.
All right, Bob. I had fun, my friend. We'll do this again Wednesday. I hope I'll do something tomorrow and Wednesday, but I'll hope you can make it on Wednesday.
Yeah,
we'll pick this up.
I'll figure something out.
All I can say, it's going to be really exciting, really fun. This is where all my hard effort is starting to come to fruition with this next big session with everybody. The story takes shape. Things are going on, and it's not about sitting around meeting each other. This is about an epic story begins. So I'm excited.
Good. I'm ready. Then maybe I can quit chasing goblins around for a while.
Or maybe they're part of the whole thing. You'll see. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it.
Well, if there's goblins involved, I'm gonna take one alive and I'm gonna make him talk.
Okay, I'll write that down. I'll be prepared.
I'll figure it out.
I'll think about what you want to do on the day of the Swallowtail Festival, and so I could be somewhat prepared for that session. I always ask players, what are your plans for the next session? Kind of gives me an idea to prepare better. So, let me know. Think about it.
Well, I'll probably have to try and keep my drunken cohorts out of trouble, since I'll be the only sober one, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that'd be Thrak and Fraken.
Yeah, I have to keep Fraken out of trouble.
I think Thrak's a bad influence on him.
I think so too. What do you expect from an orc?
Yeah. You learned another thing before you go is that you learned a lot about Sandpoint tonight. That's great. I mean, people could come to you and say, "Hey, well, what is there an armor in town?" They could just ask you. So that's cool. That helps the game session out a little bit because you actually do know stuff because you lived here, just in the Hinterlands. And you do know stuff about the Hinterlands itself too, and I'll fill you in on that as we get to them. But I gave you a little bit of a hint, like the tick wood and the moss wood and stuff like that, where goblins might be. I kind of hinted at some things, but you know a little bit more than that.
There's all kinds of options for things to do. Yeah, I should have a better knowledge of the area than everybody else. I do live around the area, so.
Yep. Whisperwood, and you've definitely heard about the ogre Pig's Tongue.
Pig's Tongue.
He's rumored to be around, so you'll have to warn some of the party.
If we head north, we travel on the road.
Yeah, travel up the coast.
Yeah, well, if we do, once we do some traveling, I'll have to say something about him. Keep an eye out for him.
Yeah.
But I think I would certainly hope this party is capable of handling one ogre.
Well, I would hope so as well. They are buggers. Nasty big things. They could
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
they're not real smart though.
No. I won't give away any information on them.
I might just give him a poisoned gold piece.
Poisoned gold piece?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up to my room, have a small little pouch. I'm going to mix together some poisons. I'm going to soak that coin in the poison and put it in its own separate pouch. So the next time someone demands coin from me or whatever, I'll just open the pouch and they can, without touching it, it'll drop in their hand. Like, there's your gold. And they won't know they've just secretly been poisoned.
Contact poison. I'm going to look up poisons before then and see if you want to do that. You'd have to make the poison or buy it. Probably really expensive.
I can make it. He's got alchemy skills. That's why I asked if there are alchemy supplies. Or I would know what herbs and berries, a nice hemlock poison or, which mushrooms are poison. I'm sure I can mix together a poison, no problem.
All right. I'll look into that for you.
I've got some vials. I have 3 vials. So I have something to mix it in.
You do. Let me write that down, actually, so I don't forget.
They have its own little separate pouch, a small red pouch with just enough room for that one coin. Drop it in there. Poison it, coat it in poison, and drop it in there.
All right, I wrote that down, so I'll look into poisons.
You just let somebody demand a gold piece for me. The nastiest poison I can. Rafkis is tricky. He's sneaky. He's a trickster, man. He likes to go and he likes to play practical jokes on the farmers too. Like one time, one farm, the farmer's wife had her laundry hanging on the line.
Yeah.
And he went and stole the farmer's wife. She stole her bloomers and dressed the farmer's scarecrow up in his wife's bloomers. Then blamed it on goblins. Which, of course, they believe, they don't know that Rafkis pulls these harmless practical jokes on them. He would never hurt the farmers, because the farmers respect the land.
They do. That's their livelihood.
They grow things, and they treat the land good. So that's why Rafkis is cool with those farmers that live by the Whisperwood. Sometimes he goes and he trades some mushrooms or some mild healing herbs for a pie or something like that, He has a little bit of contact with those farmers. Because who doesn't like pie?
Yeah, exactly.
Even Rafkis likes pie.
Nice. You'll have to visit the Pixies kitten pretty soon. That was in your plans too. You never did yet. Maybe that's. I
gotta take Fuzzy over there.
Yeah, and
I don't know if they'll serve an orc.
Half orc Thrak. I'll see what old womanizers he is. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed, Bob.
Lots of fun.
Yep, I'm glad you showed it. It was all worth it after all. Awesome.
Well, I'm glad I put the brushes down. Who are you smacking? What are you going to bite me for? What are you going to bite me for? That's not nice. That nice? Don't do that. No claws. No claws, I said. Hey, be nice to your papa. I'm the one that feeds you, remember? And steals your poop from your box. When you keep your poop. I keep his box spotless.